Do you like kombucha, but you don't want to spend $6 a pop for it? Well, we're going to show you how to make your own.
When we first read about the plethora of benefits you get from kombucha, we were pretty skeptical. How could one beverage do so many things? But then we realized that it's not so much about the beverage doing something to our bodies, like a medicine targeted at curing specific symptoms. It's more that this beverage promotes health.
Kombucha gives the body what it needs to heal itself by aiding your liver in removing harmful substances, by promoting balance in your digestive system, and by being rich in health-promoting vitamins, enzymes, and acids.
Kombucha is made from what we call a SCOBY, which stands for a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. The SCOBY is also referred to as the mother because of its ability to reproduce. It feeds off of the sugars in the sweet tea.
But where do you get a SCOBY? It looks like something that hatches out of an alien pod. But if you don't have one of those, you can get one online at Amazon or from someone who has started their own. They can just peel a layer off the mother. The parallels to aliens here is just frightening. And give you some already made kombucha. But we're going to show you how to start your own. I don't know about you, but I'm not so sure about getting things like that from online. Who knows how they were handled? Did you touch my SCOBY?
And what did you touch before touching my SCOBY?
I was planning on drinking that.
First, we'll start with organic, regular, or no flavor kombucha. This is what we'll use. Then we'll just pour it into our mason jar. And then we'll cover it with a paper towel. I use the lid to the mason jar without the center. This way it can breathe, and I don't have to try to find a rubber band.
Then we'll place this into a cabinet and wait. We'll show you what it looks like in about 2 weeks or so. Keep in mind that this makes the SCOBY, or the mother, not the tea, so you don't want to drink this.
Once we have the SCOBY, we'll show you how to make the actual kombucha that is so good for us and tastes so amazing.
The SCOBY looks more like an alien xenomorph than an invasion of the body snatchers pod. You can't mix sci-fi creatures like that. Jeez.
So we're back, and it's been a full month because we forgot about our SCOBY. We're gonna make
It said to put it in a
amazing
dark cabinet, and we did and forgot it was there. So it hasn't gone bad though. So how you can tell if your SCOBY's gone bad is if it has any green or black mold. You can't use it. You have to throw it away, and you can't consume any of the liquid either. If your SCOBY turns black, it's dead. So obviously you can't use that either.
But our SCOBY is a nice white, and it's pretty thin, but given that we just grew this one, it's our very first layer, it looks really good. So we're going to combine that with the tea that I made yesterday. To make the sweet tea, I combined 3/4 of a gallon of boiling spring water. You could also use distilled water, but you want to make sure the water doesn't have any chlorine or fluoride added. And to that, you add a cup of granulated sugar. And we're using 2 tablespoons of loose black tea here. You could also use 8 tea bags. You want to use unflavored tea, such as black or green tea, because the oils from flavored tea could harm your SCOBY. Then you let that stew for as long as you want, and then add it to your clean glass jar. Then you cover the jar and let it sit until it reaches room temperature. If you add your SCOBY while the tea is too hot, it can damage or kill your SCOBY. Because we left it for so long, it's really vinegary, so you wouldn't ever want to drink this, but this is our starter liquid. Anyway, this is the remnants of the last kombucha tea that we used to create the SCOBY. So even though this has gone kind of vinegary, it's still good for a starter. The longer you leave it in the tea, the more it's going to ferment and the more you get that kind of vinegar taste to it. But remember, this has a cup of sugar in it, so it's a sweet tea, and it will kind of counteract how vinegary the starter liquid is. So we're going to leave it in here for probably anywhere from 7 to 30 days and see how our first batch turns out.
Now monitor it. Probably has something to do with the size of the SCOBY and how much of the starter liquid that you have and the size of your jar. But the longer you leave it, the more vinegary it could be, and I don't really want it to be vinegary. Yeah. So we'll monitor it and stop when we need to.
It's coming out.
So I'm just gonna try to pour it in there. There it went.
It's in. All right, and you don't want to seal this, so we're going to cover it with a coffee filter.
And a rubber band.
Just sit it in a dark place and let it be undisturbed while it ferments for the next period of time. After this first fermentation is done, we'll come back and show you how to add fruit and fun stuff to your kombucha to make it taste good. So thanks for joining us.